Today's topic is you are what you think. You are what you think. And the reason why I have come up with this topic is because, like I said, I've said it like a million times now. It's because of the New Year resolution. We all go to church. We will all make our New Year resolution and what we want to do in this new year. I don't want us to go to church or to mosque or to a gathering where we will serve God and not be able to take that thing we are asking from God home. I don't want us to lose it on our way, because a lot of us made a New Year resolution last year and not even 1% of the New Year resolution came to pass. And why do we do this? Because we tend to lose our faith on the way. We tend to forget the reason why we did make that New Year resolution on the way. Because 12 months is quite a long month. It's quite a long time for someone to make a New Year resolution or keep something close to their heart and not do it and lose it by January or February or March ending. That is why I have come up with this topic. You are what you think. Whatever goes round in your mind is who you are. If you go to church and you keep praying to God, it's just like your faith. If you go to church and you go to a mosque or you go to a gathering where you guys tend to make up your mind in faith in one accord, and you are just saying the thing out of your mouth, it's not deep down in your heart. You're not thinking it. You're not holding that attitude. You don't have that attitude to go on with it. It's a bloody waste of time. That is the reason why I have come up with this topic. I don't want like I always say, my topic, if it's just two people that's picked up what I want to say, I'm fulfilled, I'm made up, than having a million people online who are just here to just watch my ugly face or my whatever they've come to watch online. Attitude. The first thing I want to say to you guys tonight, my friends, my families, my sisters, my brothers, my mummies, my daddies, my uncles, is attitude is everything. It is what makes the difference between being successful and being unsuccessful in life. Your attitude will determine if you are going to fail or if you are going to rise. Your attitude towards things, iwa. Yoruba people says iwalesi. Your attitude in life is going to determine what you're going to achieve in life. If your attitude is appalling, or you don't have the right attitude towards achieving or retaining what you've received, you lose it. Your attitude will determine if you're going to fail or not. Your attitude goes a long way in whatever you're going to do in life. Even going to church tonight, which is now a custom to us, to every individual, a lot of individuals, the more percentage that go to church. We all go to church, we all make New Year resolution, but your attitude will determine if you're going to stick with that New Year resolution or if you're going to fail on the way. A lot of people don't have a penny, they don't have a vision, they don't have anything, but the attitude they take to maybe a redeemed camp for night vigil tonight, the attitude, the way they manner, they go, that baby step they take will make them. The next, you will come back and you will see them and you will be marveled at what they have achieved. It's their attitude. It is easier for a human being to sit in other people's position and condemn them. But to recognize, for someone to recognize whether their attitude is appalling, it depends on what kind of an attitude they possess themselves. In a nutshell, if my attitude is terrible, I will not be able to see what the next person is doing. I will always think what that person is doing is all right. But if I have a better attitude, or an attitude which is okay in the society, I'll be able to see if someone is doing something right, or whether the person is doing something wrong in life. Our mind is a very powerful thing. Our mind, the way our mind assimilate things, assess things, is very powerful. And most of us, we take that for granted. A lot of us will say, oh, that thing tells me to do this, and you just tend not to do it because it's a quiet thing that tells you to do something. And we tend to lose it on our way in achieving what we want to achieve. A lot of times we underestimate what we can achieve. We underestimate ourselves. We underestimate the ability we have. If we don't take baby steps, a lot of people would think they want right. Okay, this way you will see an elderly 80-year-old English woman going to school, having a vision, achieving that vision, starting her company and making it. But in the African society, you will see a 40-year-old who thinks she can or he cannot go to school anymore, who thinks he or she's life has ended. If you have that attitude, it will not take us to stardom. It will not take us to where we're going to. You are what you think. If you already think about yourself as a loser, you think about yourself as, okay, for instance, now, I was talking to a brother of mine who studied mechanical engineer in Nigeria. And I was like, how is business? What are you doing now? And he says, oh, my sister, it's nothing. It's nothing. The job I do is a useless job. I'm so useless in Nigeria. I just want to travel abroad. And you now see someone else, you ask, what that does the same thing he does. He's a mechanic. And you ask that person, and he says, I am a mechanical engineer. Without me, people cannot walk on the road, cannot drive whatever they drive on the road. I am the starter and the finisher of all cars. I make cars work on the road. Without me, no car can walk. It shows who is more, who would one want to acknowledge him or herself to. Because the person who said, without me, no car drives on the road. I am the starter and the finisher of anything that walks on the road. I am unique. It's different from someone who says, oh, my life is useless. Oh, I'm just a mechanic in Nigeria. Oh, I don't have a vision. Oh, I just want to travel abroad. So they're two different kind of people. So our attitude says a lot about what we're gonna be, or where we're going in future, or what is gonna be the outcome of what we want to do. You are in control of your thoughts. What comes out of your mouth Bible says it shall not return unto us void, but it shall accomplish that which we have sent it. If you already say to yourself you're useless, you can't make this, you can't do this, your life is in a circle, your life will be in a circle because you're already useless. You already say what you want because we are in control of our thoughts. We are in control of our attitude. We are in control of our action. That's why you see someone who has nothing, someone who is nothing, because the person has the right attitude, the person thinks positively, will start taking baby steps and will make it in future. That is the power of attitude. That is the power of who you are, what your mind tells you what you are. There are secrets of how to be what you think. There are little secrets because Rome was not built in a day. My message will be very short because of people who are getting ready to go to church. So I will make it very brief and very short. There are secrets of of us being who God wants us to be, or of achieving our dream and future. You can create the life you want. You can by just thinking the right thoughts, one can create that marvelous life you want to create. If, for instance, you want to be a motivational speaker, for instance, and someone sees that attributes in you and tells you, oh, why not start this? And you turn to the person and say, oh, it's not for me, I'm too shy, I will never get anywhere. You will never get anywhere. We have to create the life we want, irrespective of the whatever that is there. We have to create the life that we want for ourselves. The person who started church today did not sit smoking or drinking somewhere. They had the right attitude. They had the right vision. They had the right goal. There were people who go to church. There were people who the Spirit of the Lord ministered to. There were people who, even if it's just half an hour, they will listen attentively to pick what is right and what is wrong. That is creating the life we want. Number 2, you have to remember what you loved doing as a kid. I was reading an article years ago, a few months ago rather, and this man was in a job he didn't like. He was in a profession he didn't like, and he was just doing it just to make ends meet. He said he sat down and he thought about what he loved as a kid. He said he went through the pictures of what him and his parents and his grandparents were doing, the old pictures. And he remembered his mother buying him a typewriter. He remembered typing on the typewriter. He remembered the vision he had as a little child. He said that vision was what made him a writer today, and he became a professional writer. That is creating the life you want. That is remember what you wanted as a child. You might be stuck in a job you don't want, and you're going to church tonight to give a New Year resolution. Meanwhile, you are still unhappy inside of you. It's useless going to church. Because a lot, like the African people used to say, a lot of us will go to church and we will pick people's problems back home because our minds are occupied with the wrong things. We are not going there with a vision and a goal of what we want to achieve in 2017. We are only going as an empty bin without any, there's no reason to go if you are going to that church as an empty bin. You have to go, be prepared, have a vision, list out what you want to achieve in 2017. If you need a journal to write it down, write it down. Have a vision, have the right mind, the right attitude, and the goal to achieve it. Make a list of your skills. What are you good at? We have a few hours. We have 4 hours. Make a list of what you're good at. It doesn't stop you from going to that job you go to. You might not love your job. You might just be there to make ends meet. Make a list of your skills. Oh, I love doing hair. Oh, I love doing makeup. Make a list of it. If you list your skills, you can start working towards those skills and still retain your job and still make it. Oh, I like doing business. Let's say, for instance, when you were a little child, you were helping your mother to sell things and all that. Right, make a list of these skills. Right, I love selling things. Anything I sell just goes. Right, it's medicine I love selling. Right, it's this that I love selling. When you make a list of these skills, then it's easier to know which direction to go to follow. It doesn't stop the job you're doing now. It'll just give you a different concentration and vision and a step of how to go on that journey to be able to achieve that journey. Because if you go on that journey you start buying things, you start selling things, and it doesn't stop your job. You tend to, before you know it, you might have this big warehouse that you eventually leave that job to be able to attend to. That is the right attitude. That is having the right skills. Learn what you don't know. This is our biggest problem as Africans. Learn what you don't know. We don't like reading. We don't like doing research. We don't go and watch podcasts. When we watch podcasts, we watch wrong podcasts. Podcasts that don't give any meaning to our being, to our life. We don't read books. A lot of us now, if you ask them what is an ebook, they don't know what it is. We need to start watching, going and doing research. A lot of us might not want to go back to school. Maybe probably because we can't afford it. Maybe probably because we're not in the right frame of mind or whatever what have we. But if we start going and watching podcasts that relate to the things we want to do, if we start doing an online course that is related to what our skills are, what our vision are. If we go on YouTube and type what we want to do, it will bring searches up that works in accordance with what we want to do. But we don't like learning. We don't like learning. We have to. Because Google is there. A lot of people, for instance, now someone is got maybe a migraine headache that doesn't go, and maybe it's a holiday time and the doctors are not around or whatever have we. Instead of us to go on internet and search what it says, no, we won't do that. What we do is the first thing that comes to our mind as Africans is how to go to a spiritualist. We are so fond of looking for answers where there isn't answers. We are always fond of going to where there is no vision, where there is no goal, where it doesn't make any meaning to our being as Africans. We have to have the right mentality to do the right things. We have to set smart goals for ourselves. For instance, your smart goal might be, right, the first thing is to do so and so. The next thing is to do so and so. And the next thing is to do so and so and so. We have to take baby steps as an individual. There's no magic to success. We have to keep a journal to write things down of how we want to achieve things in our life. Write little things down. Write little things down. You know, if you dream you want to have this massive company of selling clothes, of maybe a plus size clothes, or you have this vision of a runaway, whatever have we, write little things down. Set smart goals for yourself. Take baby steps. A whole year might pass, and maybe what you've just achieved is just a degree in tailoring. My sister, my brother, you've taken your attitude has taken the smartest decision. Maybe the next year is for you to buy all that you need. Maybe the needle, the machines, my sister, you've taken the smartest decision. Rome was not built in a day. That is why some people, the decision they make in the next 5 years, you will just be marveled at what they have achieved in life. I remember when I started this live stream, I started as a nothing. But even if I haven't impacted any life, what I have done in my life, what I have learned, I never knew I could know it. Wisdom. You can't sit down and say, oh, I have wisdom. No. It's like someone who wants to walk with the Lord, who wants to be a pastor, an evangelist, or something, and you're not reading the Word of God. You don't know what Genesis talks about. You don't know anything about Genesis. What are you doing? You should be able, if they say, okay, tell us something about Esther's life. You should be able to say, right, okay, this year I want to learn all about Esther. What happened with Esther? What is this? What is that? If it takes a whole year to go to a school where you will learn, or be under someone, or be under your evangelist and learn, it's something. You have achieved something. What our problem is, we like taking big steps. We want magic. Magic doesn't happen. It's only in Disney stories with our children that magic happens. My brothers and my sisters, there's no magic anywhere. You have to earn things. You have to work to achieve things. You have to have the courage of keep going. There's a lot of stones will be thrown at you. A lot of insults will come. But the courage to keep going is what makes a successful business. It's what makes us have that attitude of making it in life. You will see people who have started live stream like myself, or a Facebook group. The vision of continuity will just end out of nowhere. And you will see them, they will leave the group. I have seen a lot of groups that have been left, and some other people have continued that group and they are making it. I remember a few months ago, a friend of mine said, oh, I started Earth School Association. I've left it for them and I learned it's growing bigger. But she's no more there. You've just created, that is the spirit of continuity. The courage of keep going, of keeping it running. It's just like this live podcast that I'm doing. And maybe after a while, maybe because I'm scared of insults, I'm scared of all the things that are involved around doing a live podcast, and I leave it and someone else continues. I lose it. It looks like you going to work. You work as a support worker. You work as a carer. You work as a doctor. You work as a nurse. The spirit of continuity. If you don't continue, you don't get paid. If we put that at the back of our minds, then it's easier for us to continue what we love doing. That's the spirit of continuity. Remember that nothing is forever. Everything on earth is temporarily. Your life is subject to change. Don't be scared of change. Don't be scared of trying new things. No condition is permanent. The people you meet when you're coming up, you meet them when you're going down. You as well, that is, you can go up. You are who God says you are. You are who you want to be. You are who you want to be. Let us have a mind of our own. Let us not be scared of what people are going to say to us. A lot of us are scared of criticism. A lot of us are scared of what people are going to say about us. A lot of us are scared of what would the outcome be? How would it be? What is going to happen? All these things do not make it in life. It doesn't give us a progress. Try new things. Be a risk taker. And if you look at companies that are making it in life, big companies, you will tend to see that awards are given to people who take risk. Even the risks that end up in failure, you will see them giving them awards for taking that brave step. Because that brave step they've taken that had led to failure, a lot of people, they will take that same bold step and they will lead to stardom. How did Facebook start today? How did Twitter start today? How did Instagram start today? The person who drove the first car, how did he drive it? The person who even thought about that car, how did they come about it? How did it come to existence? It's trial and error. It's trial and error. If you think, oh, if I say this thing, will people listen to me? I had the same thing. I'm like, what am I going to say to people? What is coming out of my, would it even make sense to people? But I have people who come in my inbox every day to thank me. Oh, thank you, you've saved my marriage. Oh, thank you, you've made me continue my job. Oh, thank you, you've done this. We have to take those steps. We have to be willing to make mistakes. Because with a small child who is born did not just stand up and start walking. They stood up, fell, stood up, fell. Do you know how many times it takes for someone to fall and before the child starts walking? Ask Mark Zuckerberg today. He will tell you how many times they've tried Facebook, they've tried things, he's tried things in his life and he's failed. And still, he still got an award for failing. And by the time he tried the last one, it's Facebook. Look at the moment now, the new apps on Facebook, whereby you type something, you put it in a screen color, and you post it. Someone has come up with that idea. Someone has come up with that idea, and we're all enjoying it. Please, let us want to make mistakes, because in our mistakes, it will make us who we are today. Let us not go to church empty-handed without having a list, a vision, a goal about how we want to achieve them things. It doesn't mean you're going to leave your job. It's only the stupid that would think trying something means you leaving your job and moving on. No. Trying something new means in the next year, in the few years ahead, it's going to change your life around. Rome was not built in a day. Sometimes it might be good to say no. But a lot of people who achieved success in life are the people who said yes. Who said yes, even though they knew there wasn't hope in that thing. They still said yes, and they kept going. They believed they had the power to make change. They might go there and fail. I bless our old president, Jonathan. His wife made a comment, remarkable comments, and she said, if a child fails, the child should go back to school and repeat that class. And, oh, God forgive me, I believed if he had gone the second term, it wouldn't have been like the first one. Because they never knew anything about politics. They were just people like me and you who went into it. Please, let us take that bold step. The president of the US at the moment, who's just won, he doesn't know anything. He's there. He will do it. If he had thought to himself, I'm a nobody, I'm just a normal human being, would I ever win? He would not be there today. We have to take that bold step. And to me, I call it a step of faith. The step that you think, can I ever get there? Would I ever be able to do it? It doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter. What do you not know what a lot of people said about what is the new president's name in the US now? I can't even remember. His name has just gone through my head now. A lot of people said jack shit, Donald Trump. They said jack shit about him, but he kept going. Please use him as something. Put him in your mind about how he got to where he is today. Nobody believed in him. The percentage of people who believed in him are the Republican. And still people were saying whatever they wanted to say. But look at him where he is today. Nobody can take him off there until he uses his term there. Please, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Start imagining yourself doing good things. Start imagining yourself going places. You don't have to tell anybody what you want to do. That is our biggest problem. You will see people who have visions, who have goals, who have determination, who God have given that discerning spirit to know what the next thing to do. What they do, they tell the next person, "Oh, sister, this is my vision. This is my goal, how I want to go about it." And before you know it, someone else is doing that thing you're dreaming about. That same friend you've told about, "Oh, I want to start a business. This is my vision. This is my goal." They take it from you because they can see a dream in what you're talking about. They pick it up. Before you know it, everybody's doing it. You don't have to, even the English people say, you don't have to tell people and anybody what you want to do. Have your own quiet confidence. Have your own quiet time that you can picture this thing in your mind. Picture greatness. Picture, okay, I want to start a company. Nigeria suffers from plus size people suffer. They can't get a bra. They can't get this. Right, this is how I want to do it. I want to go to China. I want to do this. I want to do that. Don't discuss with anybody. Don't discuss it with anybody, because there are rich people that want to get richer. And you'll be nobody eventually, because they take this dream from you and they make it theirs. I know a lot of young Nigerian children, our children, who have designed websites, game websites, and they are making money on YouTube. They are making money. And we, their parents, we are sat down because we think we can't do anything anymore. We've zeroed our mind. We think failure about ourselves. We don't say it, but we already think failure about ourselves. Let's take small steps. Let's take baby steps. It will take us to the right direction. Let's picture ourselves in greatness. Because if you take the right step, baby steps in the right direction, it takes you to where you want to be. Faster, quicker, earlier. You will encounter obstacles. It's a must. You must encounter an obstacle. Tell me, I can tell you a million and one obstacles I've encountered. Some people will come on my podcast, on my live stream. They will insult me. Oh, get out, you stupid this. Get out, you can't say anything. But I keep going. And that is why I'm here today. Because if I had thought that one insult had gotten through me and I sat down at home without doing anything, I wouldn't be here today. And the job, the vision I have, where God is taking me to, I won't be able to get there. We lost our visions on the way. We lost our goals on the way. I know we are all going to church tonight. Please, that is why I have come with this message. It might not make any meaning to people who are shallow-minded, but it makes a lot of sense to people who have a vision, who dream big, who dream large. Please, don't go to church empty-handed. Don't go to a gathering empty-handed. Don't go to your mosque empty-handed. Please, have a vision. List your goals out. If it's going to take you 10 years to achieve it, list it out. What you want to do yearly, what you want to do monthly. If you fail this month to achieve one thing, try it again the following month. Try it again the next month. It's your goal. Take baby steps. If you fall down, try again. Walk it again. If you fall down again, walk it again. You will definitely get there. It's not easy. You will get there. That is all the message I've got for you today. Look nice. Let 2017 impact lives. Impact lives. Don't be a wastage. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your talent. Don't waste your resources God has given you to impact your life and your generation. Don't waste it. Go to church today. Go to mosque today. If you are going to be in your house, to join the live podcast of people that are going to be in church, if you're going to join them today, it's an opportunity for you to list down what you want. It's an opportunity for you to take a pen and paper as they are praying and the Spirit is ministering to you. Write down what God is telling you to do. You don't need a spiritualist. Let us stop this thing about if you don't see a spiritualist, you can make it in life. No, you can make it without a spiritualist. Write down what you want. Write down how you're going to achieve it. Don't let it be a spiritualist that's going to tell you this is the route to take. No. Because you might go to a spiritualist that will lead you to the right, that will lead you to the wrong path. Yeah, you might take that way and they will lead you to the wrong path. But if you follow that gut instinct that tells you this is, you when you were a little girl, you loved doing hair. You would be good as a fashion designer. You will be good doing hair. You will be good as a hairstylist. You'll have a lot of shops. And you never follow that vision. You never follow that dream. You didn't go to school. Then how do you want to make it? Take baby steps. It doesn't matter if you're legal or illegal. In whichever country you are, take baby steps. Take baby steps. If what you want to do involves you buying little things, buy little things. Build things. Go home. Get someone reliable at home. Build little things. Can I just tell you a little secret? You know the reason why a lot of people are scared to go home? Because they never dreamed. Because if you have a dream, I have a dream. If you have a dream and you start walking towards it, if someone start threatening you, they're taking you home, someone born of a human being, created by God, a person who is nothing, you will have something to fall back to. The reason why people can't go back home is there's nothing to fall back to. They use all their hands to eat. They forget where they're coming from. Please, 2017, start all over again. Take a new leave. It doesn't matter what you've done wrong. It doesn't matter you're a gossiper, you're a backbiter, you've destroyed someone's life. It doesn't matter. Start all over again. Take a new leave. Please, it doesn't matter. God is faithful. He's ever forgiving. Take a new leave. The fact that you're not going to go back to it is the most important thing of all. Take a new leave. Nobody has a right to dictate what your life is going to be. Everyone makes mistakes. I make mistakes. But my mistake does not determine who I'm going to be in future. A lot of people who have churches today are the people who had the most mistakes in life, who has done the most mistakes in their lives. And look at where they are today. The people who are commissioners, who are governors, who are presidents, who are prime ministers today, are people who are in school and are insulting their teachers. Children who God knows what they do in school. But look at where they are today. Look at Donald Trump. Look at where he is today. Someone who will say the F words and F this and F that. Look at where he is today. It doesn't matter what people think you are. What matters is your vision, your goal, and how to achieve it. List down your vision. List down your goal. How do you want to achieve it? Don't go to church empty. Don't go to church without a vision, without a goal, without what you want to do in future. Without taking that baby step. That is all I've brought for you today. I hope I've impacted someone's life positively today. Thank you for joining in. This is Angelique, and my program is Life Talk with Elijah Brown. I will see you next year. I love you all. Bye-bye for now.